Allah, Yahweh, Al-Haganawa, Yahweh, Againt, Shema, Allah, Yahweh, Al-Haganawa, Yahweh, Againt, Shema, Allah, Yahweh, Al-Haganawa, Yahweh, Againt, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Machaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. All right, peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, the reason why I say peace and blessings, health and wellness, especially health and wellness, because we're in times where it's dire. All right, it's dire to make sure that our health is intact, make sure we have some type of health regimen. The elder apostles, all right, starting with Elder Apostle Har, all right, especially Elder Apostle Gabar, they're great examples of how we should conduct ourselves as far as health and this truth, man. All right, we're not just gonna be some sick, lazy people that read the Bible. That's not the house of David. All right, but what I want to go into today is a lesson entitled, a live stream entitled, A Battle with the West. It's a battle with the West because, you know, in its truth, the Most High is engineering king mindsets with the house of David. All right, as it says in Amos, I believe it's Amos 9 and 11. All right, and I will raise up the tabernacles of David. All right, tabernacle means tents or houses. So I will raise up the house of David. So what you see on the highways and the byways, starting with the leadership of Elder Apostle Tahar, is the house of David being raised back up with these camps. And the reality of that is that kings are rising in Babylon. So the conflict is that in the kingdom of Babylon, the king of Babylon within his empire is another kingdom being established. And rulership minds, our rulership minds are being cultivated within his regime, okay? And at some point, pursuant to Revelation, the 12th chapter, all right, he's gonna pursue, all right, these newfound kings within his regime, and it's only natural, all right, because there's a new mindset being formed in his empire, all right, and we are an enemy to a state from a spiritual perspective. All right, so we are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, all right, under Yahweh Shai, all right, we are establishing an Eastern way of living, all right, it's contrary to his Western way of living. And brothers have to understand that they are Eastern kings. There are kings in another man's kingdom. And zeroing into your day-to-day life, you're battling against the West. And you have to understand that this is a battle against the West, man. All right. This man is attacking, all right, the way he's already attacked your leadership in your household, because he said that you being a leader is called toxic masculinity. But what it really is, he doesn't want any rulers in his rulership. He's called your sons ADHD because he doesn't want anybody that can't conform to his way, all right, in his rulership. All right, he doesn't want anybody who thinks outside the box in his rulership. All right, he's already told your daughters that they are liberated sexually, they're liberated from their gender role, because he knows that a kingdom's foundation is the family. So if your sons are conforming to his way, or they're incarcerated, and your daughters never build a life with a man, then how can you build an empire? You see? So what happens is the Most High, all right, through the spirit of truth, which is Yahweh Shai, he's formed a mindset with the hopeful elect, to where basically we're rulers within another man's rulership that has a contrary mind to us, and that creates conflict. All right, it's a battle of the mindsets. All right, the fact that we believe, and I just want to say, the fact that we believe in taking herbs as opposed to his peers. That's an assault on him, because we assert that and we express that. I just got a video removed the other day that I did years ago. I'm like, y'all petty as hell. I hate to even say the name of the video, but it was basically going into those apricot kernels, man. You see? I'm like, damn, y'all went that far back. That's an assault, man. You know? See, it's a war of the mindsets. It's a war of the mindsets. And what happens is, you know, you get a woman, all right, and she's westernized, and the scripture says that you're going to have trouble in the flesh. That's a war of the mindsets. Because now you got a Western woman inside an Eastern man's household, man. So she's an extension of this man's empire. You didn't want to got a Babylonian woman under the kingdom of Babylon. So now you got a war of the mindsets on how you may want to raise your family. All right? Same thing with your job, man. All right? Your king, the king of Babylon has us in captivity because most of us work for him. And even if we don't directly work for him, we still pay him taxes. All right? Most of us don't own land, but even if we did, he can still seize our property. All right? You're not a black man. You're not an African-American man. You're not an African. You are a Hebrew. You're a Hebrew in Babylon. Just like the time of Daniel. Just when the southern kingdom was in Babylon, the first Babylon, under Nebuchadnezzar. All right? Same thing with us. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters who are tuning in to this live stream. All right? It's a war with the West. The problems that you have with your woman. I mentioned your woman several times. I don't know your woman, of course, but I know that most of my women are heavily Western laden with Western philosophies. And the reality is, even if they subscribe to being in the truth, you're still going to have conflicts because they haven't been de-Westernized fully, man. All right? Because they've already been engineered. See, when we came into this truth, lightning struck the old man for us. That Tyrone and us, lightning struck him, and they gave way to the new creature being born. All right? They gave way to the new creature being born and a new mindset being developed. So we're learning everything over again. We've learned, just like you tell a child right from wrong. When we were born again, we learned right from wrong through the law, statutes, and commandments. We learned our expectation towards our wives from the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? From the New Testament. All right? The so-called New Testament. Okay? We learned how to conduct ourselves just like we were born again. Don't eat this. Don't put that in your mouth. We learned that through the dietary law when we were born again. But guess what? We're still in our enemy's territory, and we're no longer of his ways. So now we're contrary to this man. And our enemy, or the king of Babylon, or our enemy, who's the king of Babylon, all right? He has a force after us, all right, to plug us back into his matrix. It's called demons. So even with your wife, even with your own mind, there's a battle to get your mind back under the image of his ways, man. When you woke up to this truth, you became an enemy to the state. But covertly, he attacks us through spiritual warfare. And it's to get you to turn back into Tyrone. It's to get you to overthrow your household and make it westernize your household, man. You know? See, this man, all right, it's a war of the mindsets. And we're at war with the West. You see? And what happens is when you come into this truth, and the more you're immersed into this truth, all right, the more you realize that you are a king too. You're a Hebrew king. You are a ruler. You rule yourself. You rule your household. See, this truth, the word, it wasn't for just the common Israelite man. That's what the laws are for. The laws are for the common Israelite man. This truth is for the noble elite of Israel. That's why it says in his law does he meditate day and night. That's for the noble elite. Because the common man is too busy farming. He's too busy building houses. He's too busy making pottery. All right, this is for the elite. And what I've learned, man, we're elites. We're elites in another man's empire, and you can't allow yourself to get institutionalized in another man's empire. There's something called the Connecticut experiment. You can look it up. It took place back in the 70s. All right, it's been a while since I brought it out. It's been a while since I researched it. But they actually got regular, normal college guys, and they volunteered for an experiment. You can look up the movie. Forrest Whitaker played in it. He was a security guard. And they split the group into two different groups. One group that was a part of the experiment, they were the prisoners. The second group were the prison guards. And what happened was, mind you, these were regular college guys who volunteered for an experiment on basically the prison system and I guess the human mindset. So what happened was that the group that was the prisoners and the group that was the prison guards, they got so institutionalized into their roles that they forgot who they really were. And they forgot that it was just an experiment, to the point where the prison guards started to abuse their power, started to sodomize some of the prisoners. They really got lost in their character. And the prisoners, they actually conformed, all right, to the prison guards, and they actually went crazy. Like, you can watch the movie, but it really took place. So if these college kids can forget that they were college kids, they can forget that they were just conducting an experiment, and they really weren't prisoners, and they really weren't prison guards, and they still got immersed into that until they forgot their true identity. How much more us, who's been under this man's rulership since 1492? We've been under this man's empire since the 1600s. Started with the Northern Kingdom, trickling down to the Southern Kingdom, man. How much more? Okay. So it's easy. Don't let this man shame you into thinking that you're just supposed to conform to his ways and, you know, go to work and then die, or just, you know, be happy with a promotion. The scripture says a gift destroyed the heart. Most I might give you a promotion, but it can keep you a test of your integrity. Are you gonna get out the spirit? Are you gonna stop teaching because you got more money? All because the Most High finally gave you a woman, you finna neglect the word? Don't let nobody shame you out of being a leader. You know, this ain't no 50-50, man. Now at work, you have to play that role of a servant as part of your captivity. But a lot of brothers go into the gig economy, you know, or they do jobs where it's not heavily micromanaged like that, because you can still get lost in that shit, man. But at the same time, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm not knocking how a brother moves, but don't let this kingdom make you forget that you are a fucking king, man. And I talk to you, but I talk to myself as well. Because if you go through this day by day, you'll get lost in the matrix, man. Even if you in the truth, maybe you are in the spirit, you know, your psyche and your well-being as a man. Because this kingdom does not nourish and cultivate your manhood. See, this kingdom does not tell you that you have your own world, because this kingdom has already established itself as a gynocracy, which is built around the vibration of a woman through feminism, right? So your role is to just really assist the woman in her feminism and satisfy her feminine dream, so to speak, her feminine imperative, all right? But what this kingdom does not tell you, that you as a man, you have your own life, you know? You have your own hobbies and your own passions. That's part of being a man. That's part of being a king. You go into the lifestyle of kings, all right? You go into the lifestyle of kings like during the Dark Ages. They had hobbies. You know, that's where you get their polo shirt from. Brothers like Ralph Lauren. I believe that's the hobby of the elite, you know, playing polo. So kings had their leisure. Kings went to theaters, went to plays, went to musicals. That's part of you being a king and you being noble, like you actually having a life, all right? Brothers may be creative, brothers might paint, brothers might listen to music, or brothers might play music, brothers have instruments, you know? But the point is, man, Your mind is a war against the mindsets, and we're not going to lose that war. We're not going to conform to the. We're not going to bend the knee to his Western ways. And speaking of bend the knee, we're not going to take that you know what, which is a token that we conform to his Western ways. Fuck his ways, man. And the scripture says, what's that? Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength to women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. All right, the Western way is a way that destroys kings. All right, you watch series on the Roman Empire, all right, or just kings in general, kings that have given themselves over to debauchery with different women. Instead of running the empire, they're just drunk in debaucherous activity with women, and they just drinking. That's a way that destroys a king, because it makes you lax and careless. It tells you wine and women make men of understanding to fall away. All right, it takes that vigilant mind from you, man. All right, so we're not going to conform to this man's ways, neither are we going to take that you know what, which is a token that we've conformed to his ways, and it's a token that we want him to be our king forever. All right, you see, because this man can go to war with you physically, or he could go to war with you with gifts. It tells you a gift destroys the heart. This man can give you a woman and liquor, all right, and little luxuries in his kingdom, like bars and all these clubs and strip clubs and all these things, and it'll kill that king in you. Pleasure, comfort kill the kings, and it kills the king in you, man. Comfort kills the king in you, man. So we are at war with this man that starts psychologically, spiritually, mentally. All right, so we have to make sure that our minds, we have to make sure our attitude is adjusted and our mind is right, and we have that Hebrew mind, and we're not, being pacified with this Western way, which will really make you give up your kingdomhood, for lack of better words. And I hope this lesson and this live stream makes sense, man. It's the battle of the minds. It's a battle with the West. It's a battle, and it's going to be a battle to the kingdom of heaven is established, man. Then it's no longer going to be a battle. Then it's no longer going to be a battle, all right, with you, all right, your family, all right, how you conduct yourself. It's no longer going to be a battle with you in your job, because you're not going to have a job. All right, you're going to have a duty as a king, and that's to regulate the kingdom that Yahweh Shai has allotted you in. The part of his kingdom that he's allowed you to be a ruler, but that's it. All right? But don't let this kingdom destroy your ruling class mentality. Don't let the Western way destroy your ruling class mentality. Don't be like a foreigner who came from the Middle East or the Far East and got caught up in the Western way and forgot and neglected his heritage and neglected his inheritance. You get caught up in this Western shit, all right, and you fall into the matrix, your Yahweh Shai's not gonna give you a part of his inheritance, man. All right, and that's fair. With that, I hope you brothers and sisters will edify. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash, the honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of everything elect. Abba, come out, Shalom. I'm just gonna stop and read the comments, but just give me 1 second. We can see what the brothers got on the comment board as far as scriptures and all things edify. Shalom.